This is video number 15, the last video for the vertebral column. So we are down at the end and we are at the sacrum and the coccyx. The sacrum is basically fused bones. So during development, these form separately, but then they fuse. So you can actually see how they fuse together. So we do have separate vertebrae that fuse together, but this fuse, the margins do not fully unite until about 20 years old. So the interior of this is still fusing after that. So the interior does not fully ossify till about 40 years old. And there's really not a lot that we're going to do with the sacrum and the coccyx other than you need to know what the sacrum is and what the coccyx. So we have an anterior and we have a posterior view. Here is the anterior view and the posterior, and we have all these little foramen in here that basically we have a lot of nerves coming out at different areas down at the top of the butt. The coccyx, you can see how it is curved inward. And in males and females, this curvature is a little bit different. And that has to do with the opening for the birth canal. When a woman is giving birth, it tends to be a little bit wider opening when you put the pelvic bones into here. So when we talk about the pelvis, we'll mention the coccyx again. It is a very serious injury if you do break your sacrum. It can bleed very profusely. And you can also break your coccyx or your tailbone. Usually that happens if somebody is walking downstairs and their feet go out from under them and they fall down directly onto their butt. They can break that. There's not a whole lot that they can do for that. You'll be sitting on a donut for a long period of time, or an inflatable donut, basically like an inner tube, and it, from what I've heard, is extremely painful if you break this bone. Now, in general, the spinal cord, just a little fact, that if you're going to measure your height, it's better that you do that first thing in the morning, because remember that we said that we had those discs in between each vertebrae. Well, they're not static, they're not solid, they have a little bit of give to them. So over the day, as you are standing and sitting, gravity is pushing on those discs, and you can gain or lose upwards of an inch from all of these discs being compressed over the day. So whenever you wake up and when you're laying down sleeping, those have a tendency to stretch out a little bit more, and you're a little bit taller in the morning than you are in the evening. So those of you that might be a little bit sensitive to your verticalness, measure yourself in the morning right after you get up. It'll make you feel a little bit better.